Imagine getting on a normal airplane and sitting next to a man who calmly tells the flight attendant, I have a bomb. A few hours later, he jumps out of the plane with $200,000 and he is never seen again. This is the mystery of D.B. Cooper, an easy English story. First, let's start by learning some of the vocabulary that we will be using in this story. A briefcase is a small case used to carry documents. Many businessmen walk around with a briefcase. Explosives, materials that can cause an explosion. Parachute, a device that slows a fall from the air. If you go skydiving, you will wear a parachute. Demand, to strongly ask for something. Usually, a demand is when you imperatively tell someone to give you something or do something. Authority, people in power. If someone has the authority to tell you what to do, that means they are a person in authority. Investigation, official search for facts. If there is a murder or a crime, often the police will do an investigation. Evidence, proof or information. Trace, a small sign of something. If there is a clue to something, it is called a trace. Escape, to get away from danger. If someone is in prison and they get away from the prison, they have escaped. Suspect, a person believed to be involved. When there is a crime committed, the police will often collect together a list of suspects, people they believe committed the crime. All right, now it is time to listen to the story of D.B. Cooper. In November of 1971, a man using the name Dan Cooper bought a one-way plane ticket. He was flying from Portland to Seattle in the United States. He looked ordinary. He wore a suit, a tie, and a black briefcase. Nothing about him seemed unusual. After the plane took off, he called a flight attendant to his seat. He quietly told her that he had a bomb in his briefcase. At first, she didn't believe him, but when he opened the case slightly, she saw wires and what looked like explosives. The situation immediately became serious. Cooper gave away very specific instructions. He wanted $200,000 in cash. He also demanded 4 parachutes. The pilots contacted authorities on the ground. The plane continued flying while officials prepared the money and equipment. The plane landed in Seattle. Cooper allowed the passengers to leave. This was a surprising decision. He was calm, controlled, and did not want to harm anyone. The money and parachutes were brought onto the plane. Then, something even more unusual happened. Instead of ending the situation, Cooper ordered the plane to take off again. This time, he told the pilots to fly towards Mexico. He also gave strange instructions. Fly at a low altitude. Keep the speed low. Leave the back stairs open. As the plane flew through the dark night, Cooper stayed in the back alone. At some point during the flight, he disappeared. The pilots didn't see him leave. The crew didn't hear anything unusual. But when the plane landed later, Cooper was gone. He had jumped out of the plane with the money. No one knew exactly when he jumped. No one knew exactly where he landed. And no one ever found him. The FBI launched a massive investigation. They searched forests, rivers, and mountains. They analyzed the parachutes. They studied the money. Hundreds of agents worked on the case, but there was a major problem. There was almost no evidence. Years later, a small amount of the stolen money was found near a river, but the rest of it was never recovered. No confirmed trace of Cooper was ever discovered. So what happened to D.B. Cooper? There are several theories. Some people believe he did not survive the jump. The weather was cold and the area was dangerous. Others think he successfully escaped and lived a new life. They believe he planned everything carefully. Some even think he was a trained pilot or a military expert. His calm behavior and knowledge of airplanes suggest experience, but no theory has ever been proven. The case remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history. No identity has ever been confirmed. No arrest has ever been made. Even today, people continue to search for answers. Who was D.B. Cooper and how did he disappear without a trace? All right, comprehension check. All right, this is to ask you what you thought of the story. Did you understand everything that was going on? So if you get these answers right, that means that you did a good job. And if you don't, you should probably listen to the story again and see if you can pick up some more details. First question is, what did when did the DB Cooper event happen? Do you remember when this all took place? This all happened in 1971, November of 1971. What did Cooper claim to have in his briefcase? Cooper claimed to have a bomb in his briefcase. How much money did he demand? Do you remember how much money he asked for? He asked for $200,000. What did he do after the plane took off again? He jumped out of the plane. What was later found near the river? Some of the stolen money. All right. If you understood all of these questions, then you did a very good job. If you did not understand, you should listen to the story again and try to understand a little bit more. So, what do you think? Now it's your turn. What do you think happened to D.B. Cooper? Do you think he survived the jump, or do you think something went wrong? Maybe he escaped and started a new life, or maybe the dangerous conditions were too much. Tell me your opinion in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more easy English lessons.